Alright guys and gals, welcome to another edition of Right Turn Garage TV. We are to the, you know what that is? No, it's not yogurt, that's Bondo. Now, we purposely took out a lot bigger place on the hood because this stuff we want it to spread just a little so it makes it an overall thinner coat, right? I'm actually going to introduce you guys to something I hope it works, called a hot patch. So I'm going to introduce you to this thing called a hot patch. I personally have never used, but it is an old-time favorite of the, I'm going to sound old, but Earl Shives. Some of you guys know who that is. If you don't know, it's the real cheap place you can go take your car. I forget the name of it now, but anyway, they paint your car for like 500 bucks, or with inflation today, it might be 900 bucks, whatever. So anyway, they do a real quick overall of the car, Bondo little places, and paint it, sand it. So if you've never used Bondo before, that right there will make one heck of a mess for you. It's going to harden up once you use your hardener. And there is a reason why you get this big gallon and this little tube. You don't use much of this. In fact, you don't use a lot at all, because the quicker, or the more you use this, the quicker it sets up. Let me show you. Hopefully. Let's see. And I'll also show you the hot patch. We're going to put that much in there. Okay? So we put that much in, and then we mix it all about. You want to get it as mixed in as much as you can. So make sure you, I may have accidentally used too much, but at the same time I'm going to show you what a hot patch is. So all right, looks like we got a pretty good even consistency, right? See how it's all blue now? So you're gonna take this Bondo. Where did I put them things? Okay, so these are old sticky, well, used to be sticky, DA pads for a sander, right? I don't think they stick on anything anymore. Believe me, I tried it. So what he said is, he mixed this up, you put it on the back of a DA pad, just like this, and then, let's see, wherever the major dent is, you put her there, and you just kind of smushed her out, right? Now believe me, I have never done this before in my life. I don't know if this is a good, bad, or ugly idea, but you know, I'm going to let you know firsthand if it's a horrible idea or a great idea. So far, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about it. I think I used way too much Bondo. So that means, you know, just a lot more sanding. But what you were supposed to have done, I think I'm supposed to use barely any Bondo. Golly, got this stuff on me. Bondo will burn you too, just so you know. There is such thing as Bondo burn. So we're going to just, you know, just going to do this. You know, wipe some of that excess off of there. And then, yeah, I don't even know. We just dump it there? I don't know. Man, this is what happens whenever you're not a body guy. You get trying crazy things late at night in your garage because apparently you're bored and you feel like doing a whole bunch of sanding or something. Well, anyway, here in a second, I'm gonna wipe all this excess off because I seriously doubt I need that much sticking out from under this pad. And it looks like it's, yep, old Dad's not being a very good teacher right now. So you're getting my point already, I hope. And just for the record, I have never done this hot patch before in my life. I honestly just wanted to try it to see if it was like legit or not. But right now it's just, I'm gonna say go the old-fashioned way and just get your putty stick out and scrape on around him. Like just do this. Just do that. Now, depending on how much you use, and by what I mean is how much of that hardener you used, depends on how much time you got to actually play with this stuff, right? So hopefully, and supposedly I can lift off that sticky pad here in a minute, I hope, because if not, it's going to be a longer night than what I thought. So I'm just going to do that. I don't really know how this is supposed to go. Okay, I'm going to say it. Don't do the hot patch. I'm going to go ahead and just say it. Don't do the hot patch unless you know what the heck you're doing. I don't. But I don't mind telling you. So I don't know if it's supposed to be flat or, you know, but that's okay. So we're just going to move on to the next one. We're just going to, now don't worry about how much I'm grabbing, because 97% of this is going to go sanded off, right? The vast majority, she's going to the wayside, but you always sand more than what you're going to do, or than what is actually needing, that way so you can blend it and make it smoother. So that's why we're doing this. That's why we're adding more than what we purposely need. So we can add it, and then, like I say, we can get all the perfections, all the imperfections rather, hopefully, out of this panel. And hopefully we can make it, you know, we'll make it great again. And like I say, guys, I'm definitely not a body guy. I'm just trying to share what little bit I know. And hopefully somebody else will say, hey man, you know, if you do that, this is better, right? Like Lugnut commented, which I'm real grateful for, because I didn't even have time to research it yet. I am using the right primer. The etch primer is for bare metal. So if you're going down to bare metal, you want etch primer. Thank you, Lugnut, I appreciate that. And I really didn't even look at it yet. So yeah, that looks like dog poopy, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because, like I said, you're going to sand the vast majority of this stuff off. The vast majority, 97%, no, scratch that. 99% of it is going to end up as dust in your shop. And that's a fact, Jack. If it's not, you're using way too much mud. See, right now I'm trying to make it all somewhat smooth, and you know, it's a lot easier if you know what you're doing. I don't. So I just know you can mix up Bondo and spread it around, and you know, all that good stuff. But you're going to want a cheese grater, and I'll show you what that is. A cheese grater is something what it sounds like. It actually looks like a cheese grater. What that does is cut your high spots for you. Now, if you think you got her slick, this right here, I don't even know what, I'm not feeling good about this. I don't even know if I should let it set up. I'm thinking I should just like lift her off and So we're just going to ignore the hot patch. I'm sorry, just ignore it. Send that thing in the wayside. Just don't. Oh, actually, it made a smooth pattern for real. It's just going to be a lot of sanding, I fear. So we're going to go ahead and fix that before, you know. And I can't find my big old orange putty knife thing. So, you know, not gooder. All right, so I'm glad I ripped that. Don't do the hot patch, guys, unless you know what you're doing. I'm sorry. Look up hot patch if somebody's done it. I don't know how to do it apparently. So my buddy Jeremy, I'm sure he can do it. He was told about it a long time ago, but he's an excellent body man. So this is for us amateurs, you know what I mean? One for the old good guys. And remember, you don't want sorry, I'm trying to talk and do things, and it just, I could barely walk and talk, you know? Just not gooder. But anyway, you don't want to throw Bondo over paint. You want it to bond to something. And, you know, old guys back in the day, you'd hear them use chicken wire, newspaper. Did I show you guys the tape on this thing? Look at this. There's actually tape. That's tape. Or newspaper or something that they've added Bondo or something on, and then just, it's true. I don't know. Different strokes, different folks, I reckon, but this seems like, I mean, it must have somewhat worked. Somebody bought it, right? Me. But, all right, and then basically you're playing the waiting game. And what you'll want to do is right down here on this stuff, this is where you mixed it. This will tell you what stage you're at as far as when to take the cheese grater, because you don't want this stuff to set up solid, from what I remember, whenever you're using the cheese grater and trying to form it. So that's something to remember as well. Now remember, guys, I'm just adding this stuff. It doesn't mean anything. Most of this stuff, I promise you, will end up on the floor all over the 69, my TV and bathroom and toolbox, you know, all that good jazz, you know, everywhere. Yeah, it happens. And I'm going to call that good, I think. Yep. We're going to call it good because, you know, we don't really know what we're looking at anyway. So let's just, whoa, what happened here? Heck with it. We mixed it up. Let's just throw it on there and sand a lot later. Do you want to? I don't. The thing of it is, it looks, I mean, it looks fairly flat. But, you know, it's always, dang it, I didn't see that one after the fact, you know? So, I don't know. We'll play with it for a few. But anyway, guys, whenever this stuff starts curding up, like, almost like that a little bit, not, but more. Like whenever it starts yeah, almost like that. Whenever you start getting big old chunks of it, or it starts scaling, I think that's when you want to use the cheese grater. But give me a few minutes and I'll mess this up and then I'll let you know. Since I already did the hot patch and all, but anyway, give me a few minutes and we're gonna spitball this thing together, all right? So there's a few things I've learned already. One, don't talk crap about somebody's mud work unless you're good at it. This is my first time, so be gentle. Number two, I think this is the stage that we do the cheese grating. I'm not really. See how you have the natural, see how that looks like lava? So this is going to catch those spots, and it's going to eliminate the heavy sanding for you, okay? Same for this. It's going to take the high spots, and yeah, you're supposed to do it two-handed, but you know, I got you guys here. So I can already feel that I have a low spot here and that I pulled the dent too much. Dang it. That's okay. It's all right. We're just going to keep on rolling with it. So the important thing is that we're finding it now rather than later, I guess. Is that, I don't even know. This is why, you know what? I'd almost get beat with a bag full of nickels than to do body work. I'm not all about it. And I got a butt ton to do to that car. And depending on what we do with the sissy truck here, I think it says sis, right? Did I say sis? The Sis Sierra Classic. Depending on what I do to that body wise, stuff are full of license plates and send it, or you know, whatever. I mean, it's still gonna get the 5.3 in it, still gonna get the $700 that I'm probably gonna blow the guts out of in a week. But I am not a fan of body work. I'd rather just buy panels. Why can't I be rich? Oh, it'd be nice. All right, back to reality. So this is when you use the cheese grater, just so you know, guys. See how it's getting the high and low spots here? So this will eliminate all the heavy duty sanding. See how it hit metal? It shouldn't have hit metal. That means I have a low spot here I didn't pull the correct way, and that means I pulled too much here. I believe I pulled too much here, and it looked flat. I thought it was gooder. I really thought it was gooder. So we may have to cut that back out and do it again. We're just going to see. We're going to see how low we are, and we're going to try to keep the mud to an absolute paper thin minimum. And what stinks is you can actually feel a very slight divot. Maybe it won't be so bad after I cut this heel down here. You know, I don't know. So we got that, and then, you know, we threw some junk in the quarter. And just know you're going to go wider than what you would have if you were just going to, you're just going to have a lot of sanding if you do body work like me. That's it in a nutshell. All right. But I don't think you want to sand in this stage. I think you want to wait till it's fully set up to sand, but it's good for a cheese grater, okay? If anybody else knows better, please comment on that. Lug Nut, if you know, man, throw her down there. I appreciate all your guys' comments. You're helping me out quite a bit. But anyway, I'm gonna do the cheese grater thing. We'll see how flat we can get it, see how bad we messed up or did good, whatever. And then we're just going to own it. You know, if we got to do another little thin layer, we're going to do another little thin layer. If we got to grind it all out and do it again, that's what we're going to do. So wish me luck. I'm going to do this and with the, yeah. So give me a few more minutes, all right? All right, guys, so, and gals, remember how I told you 97% of this stuff would be sanded off? The proof is in the sanding, my friend. I mean, the only part that I can feel is right, where is it? Right here. Like, there's still a low spot right here. I can barely feel it. It's right here. That must have been where the hammer was dropped down for whatever reason. And Then a little tad low spot right here. Just a tad bit. Now this one here, we have a high spot right here where I pulled the dent. Believe it or not, right here, right in front of it, is a high spot. Now, anytime you can get and work both sides of the metal, absolutely do it. As you can see, I was not granted that access. So that's why, if you guys are wondering, man, why ain't he using this hammer? Why ain't he doing that? I've heard him use dollies and metal shrink hammers and all this kind of stuff. That's why. I don't have the, you know. But that right there is just proof of what I've been saying. 97% of this, and you can see how super thin that coat is. That is super thin. And I can live with that. I'm not going to live with this small little divot here. We're going to actually take a hammer, try to just smack it back down a little bit, and then we're going to, yep, that's just, actually it might be a tad bit high there and just a little low there, so I might have to smack that one down a little bit. And then there's a small spot, some right about in here. I mean, super small spot too. Hello. But I sanded this with 80 grit. You're going to want to use a very coarse paper after I use the old cheese grater. As you can see, this bondo, man, I mean, it comes off in big chunks. And it kept hitting this spot here, so that told me more than likely it was high, and or I put too much plastic everywhere else. Don't worry if it hits it. Don't worry about it. You'll get it afterwards. And like I said, I'm gonna take a hammer. We're gonna smack right along in here. I must have pulled too much. I must have just gave it one too much ooga doogas. But we're gonna take a small hammer this time, a square one. We're just gonna give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo. Or maybe this brown one, because I just found it. You know, we're gonna give them a little tappy. Unfortunately, body work takes forever. At least if you want your stuff to look right. If you want it to be right, just remember what's down here shows up here. So if you want good looking body panels, you want them to fit right, you want them to look right, you don't want waves. I mean, if you want the ocean, go for it. You know, just putty it full of stuff and send it. Me, I want a nice looking ride. I don't want, and I'm sure as I say here and make this video, I am 100% sure that there is going to be flaws in this. I am not even going to doubt it. One, this is going to be my second paint job. And two, this is my first real bondo experience. Luckily for me, my buddy, homeless guy Dave, he had a lot of time on his hands because he's homeless. And he did most of the body work. I did very little. But yeah, that's got just maybe a high spot right there and a low spot right after it. And then there's just a real small, shallow. It's a real gradual right here. So we're probably gonna throw on another skim coat of that, peck that down just a little bit. And remember, skim coats are good. Skim coats are good. If you're building quarter panels, yeah, that's not good. So we're going to continue on this for tonight, and then, you know, once we get it down to where we like it, we're going to hit her with the etch primer, bare metal, and then we're going to just wait until we get this quarter panel done, and then we're going to start on, you know, the rest of it. I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that the rest of it's like great. That would be just awesome to me, you know. I'd really love it. And the good thing of it is I don't foresee any real big, you know, bleepers or bloopers that should happen. That doesn't mean they won't, because, you know, when in doubt, just start working on cars and you'll find bloopers. But anyway, hopefully this does help you guys. As always, if you guys have any tips whatsoever, by all means, throw them down there. I appreciate every daggone one of them. But yeah, we're not starting on this one. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. This is going to be our in-between vehicle. By in-between, I mean, once we get this mullet machine done, we're jumping straight to the 69. Whenever I get tired of the 69 because it's got so much that needs done, we're going to jump on this. Or if there's big episodes on that one, we're going to be doing episodes on this, like the 5.3 tear down and stuff like that. That might be intermission, you know, in between videos. We're actually going to throw the Holley Sniper on this one, just because I've been doing a little bit more research, and we might want a Terminator X for the 69. It just, you know, it seems more programmable and like it do more and stuff. And it can hold more horse ponies. Not that we want 1,000 horsepower. That's ridiculous. No, I don't need that at all. But anyway, I hope this helps you guys. I hope it doesn't scare you to do body work. Believe me, if you're doing it, good for you. If you're just gonna sand it down and send it, come on, man, you can do better than that. You can do better. I know it takes time, it's monotonous, and it's just, it sucks. I hate doing body work, but I want a good looking ride. I don't want a whole bunch of dings and dangs all over it. So it's got to be did, right? So without further ado, guys, I appreciate every one of you, and it's getting closer to Christmas. All I want is 200 subscribers. We're almost there. But I appreciate all of you that do subscribe and watch. I appreciate it so much. And as always, hold on, one more thing. If you don't mind, just right down there somewhere, just subscribe button, hit the like, leave me a comment, leave me words of wisdom. This is body work. I'm really lost. So thanks again, guys. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time here, right here on Right Turn Garage TV. Y'all have a great one.